Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab. It ain't the wee hours in the morning. The sun's coming up now, so I'm doing what I do for you. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. The message in the story for life. I give life lessons. You told me to receive them. We got a good thing going. I appreciate you. Let's rock. Right thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on. You know the deal is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right think is a way of life. Through mental and spiritual discipline, daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. As a right thinker, your goal should be to know thyself. See where we're going with this? So work with me. Let's go. So I ask you the question: do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Help you to know you too. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Trust me. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. That's okay too. Why? I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here too. Wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I'm going to finish up on the lesson I'm giving you with meditation. What is meditation? Now I'm going to tell you why meditation will help you control your mind, body, and soul. Ding, ding, ding. The big three. All right, here you go. We already know that when the mind has been brought under control through daily practice of right thinking philosophy, meditation, and righteous living, what'll happen? The expansion your consciousness will lead to what? The discovery of what? One's own individual consciousness is not the total experience of consciousness. Watch this. But through the correct practice, again, daily practice of my philosophy and meditation, you, the individual's consciousness and your awareness starts to expand to the point when there is now a discovery that you are more than just an individual. Hello, human. We think, excuse me, we are spiritual divine being having a human experience. We think we're human. We have to become awake, wake up, become conscious through meditation and prayer and all the good stuff I tell you, and realize who we really are. Okay? Knowing thyself is our goal. And watch this. The state of automatic consciousness becomes what? Reduced. That's when you start to be more focused. So you're not going to be a drifter so much. Now it's reduced in the favor of what? The experiences of what? Increasing levels of continuous awareness. Up, down, fragmentation thinking, 1 minute, relaxing the next. Mm, that don't work. That's the serpent. Serpent's not good. See that? The roller coaster, flatline. Okay. Keep it the same. That's way you don't go up or down. That's the idea to keep the mind level, focused. Okay. So it don't have those lows, those ups and downs. That's the purpose of meditating and staying focused. But in other words, watch this. In other words, there is a decrease in what? You're daydreaming, you're drifting. Get the point? Okay, as well as what? Those episodes of what? Carrying out activities and forgetting oneself in them until what? They are finished. Like driving, for example. I gave that example earlier. Also, there is a reduced level of what? Loss of awareness. Again, that mind, you just wander, you doing something, all of a sudden you out there, la la land. They call it daydreaming, drifting off, falling off. It happens. That's because the mind gets complacent and it's just whatever. So staying aware, staying focused, and you lose awareness of yourself when doing what? That daydreaming and dreamless states also. Okay? Excuse me, yeah, dreaming state. Normally, watch this. Most people at the lower level of consciousness, awareness, become caught up in what is called the swoon or the fainting effect, where they just feel like they're lightheaded, they feel like they're about to fall out, which occurs where at the time when one's what? Right about when you're about to fall asleep. Or when you've been working long hours and all of a sudden sleep starting to come up on you, all of a sudden you start to nod and your mind starts to drift. Okay, you're losing focus. It's time to rest. And when you fall asleep, or when there is what? No awareness of dreams. When you hit that deep sleep, when you're really tired, when you go into, we call it dying. Again, practicing what? That's the state that you be in. Your mind is just there. You ain't really there, but the mind is going on. Why? Because you ain't aware of it while in that deep sleep. Okay. What? The sleep state, the dreamless sleep, this swooning effects causes what? An ordinary person to what? Lose consciousness of what? Their own waking state, identity. And it assumes what? The identity of their what? The dream state. When you go to sleep, you still in your mind, you still woke, you still functioning. But you're in the dream state, the deep dream state, you have no clue. Why? Because you just there, but you ain't there. That's why. And thus, watch this. To feel that the dream subject, you as well as what? The dream world are what? Realities in themselves, in your own mind. It's all mental. I gotta try to keep myself calm. I get excited. So excuse me. But remember, this shift in personal identity from the waking personality to the dreaming personality to the absence of either personalities, watch this, in the dreamless sleep state led our ancient philosophers to what? To discover that these states are what? Not absolute realities. Because they're just in the mind. They passing phases, they thought, their concepts. And watch this. Philosophically, anything, watch this, that is not continuous, abiding, is cannot be considered as real. Okay? Only what exists and does not change in all periods of time can be considered as real. And nothing in the world, you hear me? Nothing in the physical world of human experience qualifies as real. Okay? According to the facts, the tests. Nature, the human body, everything has a beginning, and guess what? An end. Hello, that's the physical body, and that's understanding nature. That's Nephthys. She's your understanding of nature. I was born, I'm going to die. So the fear of death shouldn't be part of your lifestyle. Why? It's going to happen in its own time. You ain't got to rush it. When you start doing things that's going to cause your early death, drinking, smoking, bad health, those things add to the death because you're going to do it anyway. But if you live a good life, pretty much a longer life, if you can get 80 in this life, you did good. So understand that. But if you're born, you're going to die. Understand that. So being fearful of dying, fear and death is ignorance. Therefore, watch this. They are not absolute and nor real. Why? They appear to be real because of the limited mind and senses alone that we deal with in the five senses of the physical world, along with what? The belief in the mind that are these things are real. In other words, people believe that matter is physical. Objects are real, even though modern physics, I tell you this one too, have proven that all matter is not physical or stable. It changes what? Constantly. And is constitute parts of what in reality is composed of empty spaces, meaning lapses in thought process. Think about it. When you fall asleep, you what? You believe. There you go. That word, you got to understand what believe is. You believe that what? That dream world is real. Christians, you believe in God. But upon what? Waking up and becoming conscious and knowing thyself, now you believe what? It was not real. And the worst thing you can do for all my followers of faith and believers to follow something because you believe is true because you believe it is, and you don't do your homework to get understanding, when judgment day comes, you're going to fail because of your belief, not your knowledge. Moving on. So become knowledgeable of what it is you claim to believe. That's all. If you believe it, learn it, master it, and then follow it to your best ability. That's what I did. At the same time, watch this. When you fall asleep, again, what? You forget the waking world. You don't sleep. Nope, you go sleep and go to a whole other place, a whole other dimension. Again, we knew that in the mind. They've been telling that for centuries. Your relatives, watch this, your relatives and your life history, and assume an entire new history, relatives, situations, and the world system within what? Your own head. We tell you, we're in God's dream. God dreaming all this. Why? He know everything already. It gets boring, so he had to create something to keep himself busy. Okay? Humans, that's his plaything. So therefore, what? Philosophically, watch this. The ordinary state of consciousness which a human being experiences are limited and also illusory. Why? Because the waking dream and dreamless states are only transient expressions of your deeper underlying consciousness. What the what? You're going to experience life through human form, but you are mental and you are spiritual beings. You have to come to grips with being who you are. Hence, know thyself. The underlying consciousness, which what we call the witness. Here we go. Now you're about to learn something. The other three states we just gave you is what Carl Jung, a psychologist, my man, is to what? We call it the collective unconsciousness. And in Indian philosophy, watch this, the fourth state of consciousness, and therefore, according to them, watch this, is awareness is known as what? Turiya, Tura. Now, it is also referred to, you ready? God consciousness, Christ consciousness, or cosmic consciousness. Sounds familiar? The theory of meditation is that what? When the mind and senses, the mind and the heart, are controlled and transcended, meaning enlightened, controlled, have understanding of it. Now you're mastering it. And the awareness of what? The transcendental state of consciousness becomes what? Evident. Now you know. From here, now consciousness, your awareness, what starts to expand, allowing what you, the meditator, right thinker, to now discover. Here you go, the latent abilities of what your unconscious mind. The unconscious mind runs the body. It keeps everything running. So you have to get in touch with that part of your mind. That's the higher level. Again, when this occurs, heart mind coherence, an immense feeling of what? You ready? Joy, bliss, emerges from what? Within, which is true happiness. That's where it lies. And the desire for happiness again and fulfillment through what? External objects and situation dwindles. And now you're at what? Peace. I don't want a whole bunch of worldly stuff. So I'm comfortable with the skin I'm in and the position I'm in. Simple. But if you have aspirations, a whole bunch of stuff, if you don't have attained and you feel like a failure, that's beating yourself up mentally. I told you about that earlier. If you think yourself as less than who you are, you're going to be depressed. That brings you down. That's low vibration. Raise it. Thinking good of yourself. Think positive of yourself. Positive thinking. I don't care. Right thinking, same thing. What? They do the same thing for you. Keep you up. Relax. Where I'm at. I'm almost home. I got you. Now where we at down here? Okay. Now when this occurs, okay, I'll stop. You're peaceful. Okay. Now transcendental state of mind develops. You're starting to become conscious of what? Your unconscious. Again, your higher self. Also, now the inner resources are discovered. What's that? Which will allow you, the practitioner, to meet what? All life challenges, right? Disappointments, disease, death, etc. Now you ready for whatever. You're prepared, okay? You suited and booted, so to speak. So in the disappointments, you deal with it. Disease, you deal with it. Even death, you deal with it. See my point? And while maintaining what? Here you go. I just give my mom props for that. You deal with everything while maintaining a poised state of mind, aka maintain your cool. I told you spiritually maintaining your cool is dealing with all adversities in life, be they good or bad. Cool, smooth, flatline. Okay, that's cool. Okay, that's poised. This is not poised. Wrapping it up. Just gonna be quick. I got a bunch of stuff for you this time. I got a quick lesson. Wrapping it up. When the heights of meditative experience, meaning when you start to realize, start to manifest that level of understanding, living, walking, talking, being who you need to be, there is more continuous form of what? Awareness that develops. You only get better. And it is not lost at what? At the time of falling asleep. Know what that means? You become a lucid dreamer. You become conscious of your dreams while you're in the dream. Got that for you too. But like this. Now, at this stage, what happens? There is a discovery that just as when the dream state is discovered to be unreal, you realize that you're dreaming upon what? Waking up. No, you want to realize that you're dreaming while you're still in the dream. That's lucid dreaming. But waking up, watch this, in the morning, the waking state is also now discovered to be what? Kind of a dream, which is what? Transcended when? At the time of going to sleep. You got two dreams that you can deal with, okay? And the Native Americans say that the real dream, the real life is in what? The dream state. Why? Because that's where you're going to end up after this life is over. Makes a lot of sense. So get the concept. Your woke state, you're fine. You're doing what you're doing now. But that all dissipates when you go what? When you fall asleep, you go to the other place. There is, what's this? There is a form of what? Continuous awareness, aka staying prayed up, God conscious, Christ consciousness. And by doing this, what happened? Develops, which develops in what? The mind, again, which now spans, you ready? All three states of consciousness and becomes now you are the witness to them instead of what? Being subject and bound by them by not knowing. I'm taking it home now. Here we go. Further, there is a discovery that there is what? A boundless source form, from which one has originated. You think? The purpose of religion is to do that. Take you back to your first original concept, which is God. And to which one now is what? You is inexorably linked. You and God are linked together. All you got to do is realize that. And realizing that, this discovery, what? It brings, you ready? Immense peace and joy. Whereas, again, you ready? Within, and the worldly desires start to vanish in the mind. And there is what? Now you have absolute contentment. Where? In the heart and mind, aka you're blessed out. This level of experience is what? You ready? When you reach this level, here we go. The Buddhists called it mindfulness. Of course, you concentrate, meditate, and got the mind right. However, watch this, the history of mindfulness, meditation goes back to where? To the time of, you ready? Ancient India and ancient Egypt. In India, the higher level of consciousness, wherein automatic consciousness is what? Eradicated. They call automatic consciousness ignorance. So you eradicate that. And what now happens? Now there is a continuous awareness, and this is called section in Buddha from the Vedanta and Yoga philosophy. Now the teachings of what? The witnessing consciousness, which is the hidden self. Amen, found even greater expressions where when practiced in the Buddhist philosophy, and you got the Buddhist meditation, they meditate under what they call the Buddha or the higher intellect. This is the source of what? The word Buddha, meaning, you ready? One who has attained wakefulness at the level of their highest intellect, aka Nihas. Buddhist, Nihas, same thing, obtaining the highest level of what? Spiritual intellect, knowing thyself. That's another lesson I got for you. Hope you enjoyed it. And in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100 and me 100 minus a day. So I never know that right thinkers like you have passed away. Time is up. I got to go. But I'll be back.